The Minnesota Vikings will look to stay unbeaten as they host the Houston Texans on Sunday in a game that can be seen on CBS. The Vikings are 4-0 and one of three unbeaten teams in the NFL. The Vikings have now won 7 straight regular season games going back to last season, the longest streak in the NFL. Minnesota will be facing a Houston Texans team that is 3-1 and leading the AFC South. The Houston Texans have won 3 of their 4 games this season, but their overall numbers really are not that good. Houston has benefited from playing 2 weak teams with Chicago and Tennessee. They split their games against good teams, beating Kansas City and losing to New England. The Texans are scoring just 17 points per game while allowing 18 points per contest. They have gone under the total in 3 of their 4 games this season. The Texans have Brock Osweiler at quarterback, and he has thrown for 949 yards with 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions this season. Houston relies more on running the ball than throwing it, as Lamar Miller has 351 yards, which is 3rd best in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings have done everything right this season on offense and defense. Sam Bradford is playing mistake-free football at quarterback, and the defense is dominating. Bradford has thrown for 719 yards and 4 touchdowns with the Vikings with no interceptions. He played the Texans back in 2013 with the Rams and threw 3 touchdowns in a 38-13 win. The Vikings are scoring 22 points per game. The Vikings defense has been dominating as they are allowing just 12.5 points per game. They are plus 10 in turnover margin, at the top of the NFL. The Vikings have gone under in 3 of their 4 games this season as well. The Minnesota Vikings have won all 3 previous meetings against the Texans, with the last win coming 23-6 in 2012. The Texans are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. The Texans are 1-10 against the spread in their last 11 games in Week 5. On the Vikings side, the Minnesota Vikings are 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games in October. The Vikings are 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games in Week 5. The Vikings are 22-8 against the spread in their last 30 home games. Taking a look at the over-under, the over is 8-0 in the Texans' last 8 games in October. The under is 5-1 in the Texans' last 6 games overall. The under is 6-1 in the Vikings' last 7 games in October, and the under is 9-3 in the Vikings' last 12 games at home. This should be a low-scoring game that the Vikings are able to pull out, as they have the better quarterback and the better defense. We'll lay the points with Minnesota and also play this game under the total of 40 points. For our pick and prediction on this game and every other game this week, and a wealth of free stats and information, check out bangthebook.com.